Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your sources and really try to unearth the most fascinating insights. Today, we're doing something a little different, yeah, but definitely no less insightful. We're plunging into excerpts from a beloved classic adventure story, The Adventurous Four again.
That's right. And while it's not a technical manual or some dry research paper, what's truly fascinating here is how this narrative, this story, provides such a rich ground for exploring problem solving. Dynamic problem solving, I should say. Keen observation and, well, remarkable adaptability, especially when facing these rapidly escalating challenges.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack this incredible chain of events and look at the clever deductions these young protagonists make. We want to extract some timeless lessons in critical thinking and, frankly, sheer resourcefulness. Think of as compelling case study in practical ingenuity, straight from the pages of a really thrilling adventure. Okay, so let's open up the Adventurous Four again. We've got Tom, Jill, Mary, and Andy. They're all set for their Easter holiday, sailing on Andy's amazing new boat, also called Andy conveniently. And they're completely unaware, just blissfully unaware, that this idyllic coastal trip is about to unravel into something, well, something far more extraordinary.
Yeah, that initial setting is just so crucial. The stark contrast between the peaceful holiday they planned, fishing, setting lobster pots,
Mhm.
and the high stakes adventure that actually happens. It just vividly illustrates how quickly things can change. That calm gets shattered pretty quickly when Tom's restlessness, his sort of need for exploration, pushes them towards this really unique landmark, the Cliff of Birds.
And the Cliff of Birds itself is almost like a character in the story, isn't it? It's not just any bird colony. The description is amazing. It's teeming with thousands, literally thousands, of nesting gulls, shags, cormorants, puffins, so many you can barely walk without disturbing them. It paints this vivid picture of just overwhelming natural abundance, sound, movement.
Indeed, it really does. And this seemingly innocent trip very quickly transforms into a perplexing puzzle. While they're taking a break, resting in a shallow cave there on the cliff, they hear this peculiar sound. Someone whistling. Whistling a very well-known tune, actually.
A whistling man.
Right.
And the description they get, even just from his legs, it's chilling. Huge, dirty, hairy legs and feet. But the really disturbing part, he's deliberately snatching birds' eggs. Just why? So this immediately sparks that first layer of mystery. Who is this shadowy figure? How on earth did he get to such a desolate, inaccessible bit of coast? No boat in sight, no obvious way down. And yeah, what is he doing smashing eggs?
And the children's observations right from the start are so sharp. They notice the man's field glasses, his growling voice when he mutters to himself, his almost uncanny ability to appear and then just disappear. These details immediately hint at something hidden, some kind of secret agenda. They pick up on cues most people, certainly most adults, might overlook. It really sets the stage.
So our young adventurers, they try to track this whistling man, but poof, he's just vanished, gone. They discover a waterfall that seems to completely block any further path up the cliff face. Looks like an apparent dead end, right? Which just deepens the enigma.
Yeah, and that immediately makes you ask, well, how does someone just vanish from a place that looks impassable? And this is where Jill has that brilliant deduction. She observes the water flow, how it varies, and figures, well, maybe he's getting through an opening behind the waterfall, but only when the torrent, lessens a bit. It's a fantastic moment of insight, really shows adaptive thinking, using the environment to solve the puzzle.
But then there's Tom, always the impetuous one, isn't he? He decides, right, I'm testing this theory on his own, completely disobeys orders, slips behind the waterfall when the water drops, and finds himself in this vast, silent cave. The book calls it the heart of the cliff.
And inside, this is crucial, he stumbles upon a piece of evidence, a tiny thing, really, a small red pearl button just lying there on the cave floor near a stream.
Seems minor, right? But it becomes absolutely critical later on. It just highlights the power of really granular observation. It's that subtle sign this hidden place is being used.
Yeah, but his little exploration turns dangerous fast. The water level suddenly rises, threatens to just sweep him right out. So he has to retreat deeper into the cliff and discovers this whole network of passages. And eventually, he finds another hidden cave, this one filled with stacked boxes. And that's where he overhears two men talking, the ones we later know as Bandy and Stumpy. Exactly. That sequence just perfectly illustrates how quickly the stakes escalate. Tom's solo trip, it not only confirms these mysterious figures are real, but reveals their secret stash, their storage facility, and his escape. Getting swept out by the underground river into the sea where his friends find him, That isn't just luck. It's sort of an instinctual read of the situation, isn't it? Knowing the water has to go somewhere, even if it's dangerous. It's that immediate assessment, finding a viable, though definitely risky, way out.
So when you start connecting these initial pieces, you see the bigger picture emerging. They've gone from a simple, who's that whistling guy, to, hang on, what are these people actually doing?
Hmm.
The puzzle of the whistling man transforms into this much larger and kind of sinister mystery of a hidden operation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So after Tom's dramatic reappearance, soaking wet and freezing, the group knows they need to get home. They have to report this strange stuff. But the smugglers, well, they're clearly on to the kids now. They aren't just going to let them sail off. First, their boat, the Andy, gets blocked by a motorboat. Then later, they find its sail and oars are just gone.
Vanished. And this is where that real cat and mouse game kicks off. It reveals the smuggler's intent. They need to keep these children silenced. So the kids are forced to make a temporary camp in a cave on a nearby island, Smuggler's Rock. And here, Andy shows incredible foresight. Amazing, really. He insists, absolutely insists, on moving all their supplies off the boat onto the rock. He's worried it might be scuttled, sunk deliberately. You know, sometimes foresight tips into overthinking, but here, pure genius. Prioritizing essentials, even while scared.
Absolutely. And then, when they're captured later and blindfolded, Andy's resourcefulness shines again, immediately. He starts dropping little pinches of salt as they're led away, trying to create a trail. It's such a practical, immediate bit of problem solving right there, under immense pressure.
But the challenge, the central challenge here becomes, okay, what do you do when your brilliant plan fails? Because it starts to rain, doesn't it? And the salt trail just washes away. That's when Tom pipes up with another idea, using small pink shells from the cove where they landed. A more durable trail, something less likely to be noticed or washed away. It's just a perfect example of that collaborative problem solving, learning fast, from a setback, improvising effectively.
Yeah, it works. The boys manage to follow that shell trail later, at midnight, right into Smuggler's Rock itself. And what they find is, well, it's astonishing. They uncover this hidden entrance, operated by an iron lever hidden in the rock.
Right.
Almost like...
Like open sesame.
Yeah, exactly, like open sesame. And it leads into this complex network of tunnels inside the rock.
Which reveals just how elaborate the smuggler's setup is, much more sophisticated than just using natural caves. They find Bandy's actually quite comfortable living quarters and their stove, food ready. And alongside that, his signaling lamp right at the very top of Smuggler's Rock. It starts connecting the pieces, showing a well-established operation, even communication systems.
And this is where the story takes that really fascinating, almost fantastical turn. The biggest revelation. It comes when they follow a tunnel that starts going down, steeply down, and they realize they're walking under the sea. In this massive, ancient-feeling passage that stretches all the way back to the Cliff of Birds, you can almost imagine hearing the waves booming overhead.
It's incredible. This unearths the absolute core of the smuggler's method, this secret, totally secure transport route, hidden from everyone. But the real aha moment, the one that raises the stakes incredibly high, and the most dangerous discovery, is when they find not just, smuggled brandy or whatever, but cases packed with guns, revolvers, ammunition.
This is way beyond simple smuggling. It's a dangerous arms plot, really serious implications. So the stakes are sky high now. The boys manage to get back through the tunnel towards the Cliff of Birds, but they take a wrong turn in the passage somehow. And instead of ending up in the cave they expected, they come out onto this unexpected ledge overlooking the sea.
And what's so insightful here, again, is that this wrong turn, this apparent mistake, leads to an even more critical discovery. Their boat, the Andy. Hidden away in this clever little fold of the cliff, completely untouched. It just highlights how sometimes unexpected paths, even errors, can lead to surprising solutions. And it proves the smugglers were lying about sinking it. The boat was safe all along.
Amazing. But their joy is really short-lived, isn't it? Because just then, Bandy and Stumpy return to the Andy. And they've got the girls with them. They've captured Jill and Mary and even drugged them with sleeping medicine. They clearly plan to use the girls as hostages. It's gotten really nasty.
Right. So the critical puzzle now is, okay, how do you escape when your boat's right there, but it's blocked by the bad guys and your friends are hostages? And this is where Andy comes up with that brilliant, desperate plan. He tricks Bandy and Stumpy, throws a rock onto the Andy's deck to distract them, make them think someone's aboard, then shoves Stumpy hard into the cabin right where Bandy is. It's incredible strategic thinking under immense pressure. Basically forces the two men to fight each other in the dark, confined space. Just quick, decisive action.
Brilliant. And with Bandy and Stumpy locked below deck, fighting each other on their own boat, the children finally managed to scramble aboard the Andy. They get away speeding off just as the motorboat the smugglers had left carelessly tied up gets caught by the strong tide and wind and crashes onto the rocks. A very dramatic escape.
Yeah, that climactic escape really underscores the importance of, well, quick decision-making and just seizing the opportunity when it arises, especially in these high-stakes moments. Their return home and immediately telling Andy's father and the local police everything. That leads to the bigger investigation, revealing the full scale of the operation.
So what's the final piece? How does it all connect? The larger picture really emerges right at the end. The final piece of the puzzle just falls into place almost by chance when Tom sees that red pearl button again. He recognizes it as belonging to a prominent local man, someone they know, who happens to have a missing button on his red shirt. This man, Colonel Knox, is revealed to be the elusive chief, the mastermind behind the whole dangerous arms smuggling operation, and he cleverly concealed his identity even from his own men, Bandy and Stumpy, using a mask.
It's a fantastic ending. That final revelation just emphasizes how a single, seemingly insignificant detail, that tiny red button from the cave floor combined with persistent observation and, yeah, a bit of luck or serendipity, how that can unravel an entire complex criminal enterprise. It's just a stark reminder, isn't it, that even the smallest thread can unravel the biggest mystery if you're looking closely enough.
Absolutely. So they went from planning a peaceful sailing holiday to uncovering an international arms smuggling ring. Talk about an unexpected Easter break. These children just demonstrated remarkable courage, adaptability, and really sharp wits throughout.
Yeah, and if we connect this back to the bigger picture, this deep dive really shows us that knowledge, true understanding, isn't just about reading textbooks or memorizing facts. It's about active observation, isn't it? Connecting seemingly unrelated dots, seemingly unrelated facts, and having the resilience, the sheer persistence to follow a mystery, even when the answers are hidden deep beneath the surface, or, well, in this case, literally under the sea.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, for you, our listener, what small, maybe overlooked detail in your own daily life, your work, whatever, might hold the key to a much larger revelation.
And how might adopting just a bit of that Adventurous Four spirit, that curiosity, that deduction, how might that change the way you approach your next challenge, your next puzzle?